Here's why links still matter as a ranking factor in 2020. Hey everybody, Enge here. I'm the principal of the Digital Marketing Solutions Business Unit at Perficient. And today I'm going to talk about our latest links as a ranking factor study. We've actually run that study now for 4 straight years, examining the impact of links on ranking. And more specifically, we're doing that through correlation analyses, where we're measuring the correlation of links to pages that rank. And so this is a methodology that's well known, and we've been doing it for many, many years. So what we did differently this time is we expanded our query set just a little bit to 32,000 queries. We did that so that we could get a better look really at some of the categorized impacts of links, by which I mean, does it matter more with medical queries or financial queries or technology queries or things like that. And I need to mention that Moz graciously provided us with access to data from Link Explorer. Across our 32,000 queries, we actually saw over 90 million backlinks in the Moz data, which is a ton of total links, obviously. And interesting enough, by the way, if you look at the chart now, what I'm showing you is that the Moz index just continues to grow year over year. So what we saw this year as compared to last year was twice as many links. So that was really interesting to note. But to get into the real details here, the punchline, if you will, the pure quantity of links as a ranking factor, by which I mean the number of links to the ranking page, declined, fairly significantly as a ranking factor, dropped down to 0.26, the lowest value we've seen among the 4 years of our study so far. That's still material, but it is noticeably down, and that was pretty interesting to note. However, Moz domain authority and page authority show a very strong correlation, coming in at 0.33 and 0.31 respectively. This is significantly higher than what we saw for just a total number of links to the page. And it could signal that Google is refining how they look at links. And my guess is that what's happening here is that they're getting better at discerning what links should get the most weight. And they're beginning to experiment more and do more with the granularity of how they weight links, which is really interesting. But before I go on, I have to actually stop for a second and say, Google doesn't use Moz domain authority or Moz page authority as a ranking factor. That's a Moz only metric. It's meant to effectively be similar to Google's PageRank and try to assess the authority of a page. But I also want to note that Google, to my understanding, doesn't really think of links as authority signals. I think they wrap them into their quality algorithm, and they think of them as quality signals. But regardless, it appears that Google is beginning to discern more the value per link and see gradations in a more refined way than they have in the past. At least that's my speculation on the data that I've just shared with you. But we also split this out and did more refined analyses, and we looked at informational queries versus commercial queries to see if there were differences there. And actually, we saw definitely stronger correlation of links to informational pages than there were to commercial pages. But that makes sense, because a lot of commercial pages, especially when you get a little bit off the top pages of a e-commerce site, for example, they really don't get much in the way of links, and informational pages are likely to get a higher quantity of those links. And therefore, for those types of pages, links likely make a better signal and it becomes even more important to get links. But it's still important in both cases. And then our study also breaks out the impact of links by market sectors. For example, in the chart that we're showing right now, I'm showing the medical, financial, and technology sectors versus all informational queries, and just showing the correlations for that. And what you'll see is that financial pages show a significantly stronger correlation as a ranking factor, which was pretty interesting to note that the financial pages would be that much stronger. My guess is the medical is obviously materially down from where financial is. There may be some other types of factors that Google's placing a bit more weight on there. Not really quite sure what the deal is in the technology sector, but it gives you an idea as to how these things work. There's a ton more in our study, and I wish I could talk through it all, but it would make this video way too long, and you know, that would be unfortunate. So, but go ahead if you want to get more additional analysis. Use the link being shown on the screen right now, and you can go there and get access to the full study. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Here's Why. And if you have, please consider clicking on the link that you see down below in order to subscribe, and hope to see you in the next episode.